Hello, 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 welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. I present you with the continuing throwaway run of JabGut, the cutthroat assassin type Spriggan ninja fellow thingy person. When last we left off, we were in quite a sight, and I'll pull up the information to show you. Wiglaf was on floor 5, and Mennas on floor 7. Wiglaf is a very strong, very magic-resistant dwarf with the potential to berserk and haste himself, and can see invisible. Therefore, he is not an enemy to be trifled with. Mennas is an angel that can fuck up any caster. I don't need to say more. Suffice it to say, both of these guys are player killers. Last I was on this floor, Mennas was somewhere in this corner over here. I've escaped from him twice already. I've cleared off this floor for the most part, so random teleports should be fairly safe. But exits are fairly limited. As you can see, there are 2 on the left and 1 on the right, so at least they're not, like, set next to each other. As long as I can get away from him once, I can probably run from him. I do not have blink scrolls, but I do have teleport scrolls and activatable blink. Go invisible doesn't work against him. I am considering my options. My original plan had been to attempt the bottom floor of the vault. After all, I do have the ability at this point to simply go down into them. If I go invisible, I'm fairly sure vault guards can't see me. In fact, I'm fairly sure most enemies there won't be able to see me, and I'll get a lot of free stabs in. The downside, of course, is that if I go in and I come out and Mennas is waiting for me when I'm at low health, I'm dead. Or close to dead. And he could very well... I mean, note that he traveled from here to here to here, so he can totally move around. Coming here is not a big deal for him, and this is a fairly open area. If he's, like, right here-ish, I'd be retreating into the open, or I could go up to here and escape. So it's limited. The other inalienable truth is that I'm under no obligation to get the Vault rune. Let's see. The Spider Nest is bound to be a simpler rune to get, the hardest aspect being draining via the Ghost Moths there. But I'm sure I can work my way around that eventually. Certainly more easy than Mennas. The Slime Pits I could take very easily by going invisible and stabbing my way through all the slimes present. And the shoals, I haven't given them much thought to, but I can't imagine that merfolk can see invisible, so diving terribly deeply should be okay if I check an invis list. With all of these factors considered, I have decided that if this were a real run, and of course the Abyss, but that goes without saying. If this was a real run, what I would do is immediately go all the way up, analyze the slime pits, and then attempt the slime pits. Maybe look for a dig spell first. Then I would send myself to the Abyss, if I didn't have a dig spell, to run through the Abyss blindly until I found either a dig spell or the rune. And then I would decide whether or not it was worth doing the vaults. But this is a throwaway run. This is not meant to be a top-level strategic match. It's okay to make a few silly goofs and die, and that's what I'm going to do. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and eat a honeycomb. I guess that's a little bit of a do. Do I eat a honeycomb? Invisibility is a must, haste is optional. So let's just go invisibility and that's it. In I go. I don't know how they figured out I'm here, but many of them have figured out I'm here and are not confused, which either means they can see invisible. They can totally see invisible. In fact, they're all over me. I'm just getting out now. Yeah, that could not have gone worse. I apparently was wrong about them not being able to see invisible. Let's recognize that all this noise is going to attract Mennas in my direction. And because they're not vulnerable to invisible, their hit dice aren't particularly vulnerable to Mephitic Cloud. I'm just gonna run away. Okay, people, that was incredibly embarrassing. It's time for plan B, which is... Oh my god, what a fault I'm in here. At least I got rid of the big guys. right off the bat. Let's just go ahead and touch them all with fire to kill them. Last I checked, zombies don't like being lit on fire. And then set up a flame cloud to fight them under. Okay, and let's relight them on fire since they're obviously not on fire anymore. And then we'll blink again. My god, these guys are strong. Okay, he's dead. I healed. There's an unseeing enemy waiting around the corner, who, of course, came online just in time. Apparently didn't hear me opening those doors, though. Oh, and he's not there anymore. Oh my god, he went around the long way. I wonder what that portal is. Found the Dagger of Havoc. Drain and resist fire. That's a reasonably good dagger, I suppose, but not what I'm here for. Now, I'm fairly sure elementals can see invisible, which means being here I am totally at risk, but I'm also fairly sure that air elementals do not like fire. Nope, they are in fact not. I either dodged it or is immune to it. Either way, I don't care to find out. I'm gonna hug the door here. My evade is good enough that I can deal with them overall, but yeah, the long-term effects of sticky flame do not seem to apply to them. So let's try instead to make them fight me on top of conjured flame tiles so that they take ongoing damage. Okay, so far so good. This waxing and waning. Boom! Headshot. You stand on fire if you want to fight me. Okay, let's see what's in here. Potions! I'll close the door and regen a little bit, and then go out again. I totally broke my promise of being very, you know, hugging the staircase. I've been pushing in deeply. I wonder if ensorcelled hibernation can affect them. Nope, they are unaffected completely. At least with flame touch, they took a little bit of damage. The key is going to be to make sure that I can fight them on top of a conjured cloud as often as possible. The downside is they can keep up to me fairly easily, so let's be smart about this. Let's blink to try to generate the gap I need. Nope, they're catching up to me easily too. If they can see invisible, and I believe they can, that won't work. So let's try summoning a bunch of allies to distract him, and then dropping the flame cloud next. There we go. That worked. I did not regen fully and then auto-traveled. That was a mistake. But I got a stab in, and it's all good now. These are just potions of water. Let's just drink them down. Quaff N, quaff N. Potion of levitation. I have a ring of levitation, so that's a fairly unimportant ring. I also... No, I didn't buy that in the end, so I can't drop that yet. I guess I can drop any one of these. I'm more than a little bit upset, honestly, at just how much... I had felt like invisibility was going to be a instant win card against the entire Volts. Now I'm beginning to realize all it is a solid win card against much of the Volts, certainly a lot of the beefier enemies, but the really dangerous enemies, it's 50-50 at best. Okay, at least the elementals aren't smart enough to truly avoid the fire. That's something. Let's make sure that I have an imp with me at all times. These guys are proving to be really good company. Yeah, I can totally maneuver them into fire as long as they're not chasing me immediately. Okay, it looks like... Let's go ahead and work our way down these strawberries. But it looks like we're getting pretty close to having cleared out the periphery of the Wiz Lab, at least. That's the vapor. You woke up at just the wrong time for me, buddy. There we go. That helps. Put the space between the two of us. Got him. I'm not even worried about getting stabs in. I mean, it's great if I can, but if I can't, I have a backup now. Okay, come on, finish that guy. How are we doing? Stabbing, 23.4. Spellcasting, 18.2. Hunger status on invisibility. I said hunger status on invisibility. Still 4 pips. Well, of course it is. I haven't boosted my intelligence, so why would it be any less? That's a stab. I'm covered in enough fog that that's a stab. I doubt I'm going to make it all the way to Zeidless. Nope, I did not. And God only knows what abilities he has, but presumably Chain Lightning is among them. I resist electricity, though, so I'll be okay. Let's go ahead and remember to summon an imp to build the space I need. And then let's bar the door with fire. Zeidless is apparently not afraid of fire enough to stop. But he's able to walk over the deep water. And I'm losing health fast enough that I should really consider my options. Idiot. Set it up, and then you didn't take advantage of it. Here. That should be an easy kill. Okay, that stalled him. But I can't make a cloud on a cloud, and I'm bathed in smoke or steam or fog or whatever it is right now. You know what? Let's blink. There's a very good chance I'll blink further away. Nope, blink towards my pursuer. Come on, one of you hold him off. There you go. That's the spirit. He's on the fire now. He's dead now. Good. Starting spell, Conjure Flame. Level 19 Spriggan. Still using it. He doesn't know I'm here. Now he knows I'm here. What can he do? Extremely dangerous. He's a cloud mage. Presumably he has resistance enough, but maybe he can't. Maybe he can't see invisible. There's always a chance. Let's try that. He doesn't see me. He can't see invisible. He's dead now. Okay, he's wielding a quick blade of electrocution and a robe of the clouds. These are both fantastic weapons. Quick blade means minimum attack delay is tiny, and electrocution stacks extra damage. Robe of the clouds, well, it goes without saying that it's an enchanted robe and therefore better than what I've got. Resist elect is better, and invocable levitation is better. But most important from my perspective is that for the slime pits, it'll mean that I can, I don't have to worry about wearing artifact level, I'm wearing artifact level armor, so I won't have to worry about it getting corroded. Come on, one of you is going to hold him off. Fine, none of us will hold him off, and we'll just all attack him together, and that should do it. And we'll burn him in the steep clouds. He knows I'm here, but now he's on fire. So it's disappointing, honestly. I'd hoped that I would beat the whole game as a stabber, and I am primarily a stabber, but I am also a pragmatic player, and right now a pure stabber just doesn't make a lick of sense compared to the opportunities involved in this kind of hybrid caster-stabber playing that I'm going for. So I'm going to keep going with the hybrid build. Probably not going to build intelligence, though. Okay, there's a treasure trove here, so let's make sure that we take advantage of that as much as possible. Okay, that's one, and he actually hasn't seen me yet, so that's a free kill. It's like stabbing gets me free kills a third of the time, and significant damage boosts the other third, and then nothing the rest. Yeah, let's just pick all this stuff up. Oh, we actually have reached the limit of what we can carry. Let's see if any of these are interesting. How am I for memorizing Poisonous Cloud at this point? It's possible, but not very good. And none of these other ones even marginally interest me. So let's drop the books I'm holding and take a look at the last book. It's the same. Is it the same one? It looks like the same one. Flight is a great spell. Swiftness is I believe, a redundant spell on Spriggans. But Flight is good. I might as well memorize Flight. Right now, yeah, why not? And, if I could pick up Freezing Cloud, that'd be a real feather in my cap, but it looks like it's well beyond my ability to learn. How trained is Poison? 6.1? Yeah, and Ice Magic is a -2 to train, so I'm not gonna do that. Well, maybe I will. I'll take the stuff with me. How's that? I'll take these books with me, so if I change my mind, I have it available. That's for sure. A lot of water potions here. Presumably to power his smoke machines. Anyway, the Ring of Levitation becomes useless now because I have now I can just fly. And a teleport control ring is fantastic. I have to keep one open ring slot at all times just so that I'm able to equip that and I can get semi-controlled blinking. But for now, we good. Let's get out of the dungeon. Did I take the book I wanted? I did. Okay, good. Let's get out of the dungeon. This is the floor with Wiggloff on it, so getting out of here makes sense, and of course, I woke up the fire giant, so let's, I don't know if I've actually attempted to go invisible against him yet. But apparently I have, so, because it failed, and I must have realized that before. Let's blink. I can dive down safely because Mennas is not on this floor. And we'll go up through a different staircase with full health. Also, let's eat something since my satiation isn't full, and that should help with my weight issue. And we'll drop the Wand of Slowing, and we'll drop Scrolls of Unholy Creation since I never end up using them. And we'll drop nothing else, man. Yeah, none of these other stuff. Let's just go. It's so irritating to know that they're right behind that door. Okay, if I can get around to this door where the dragon is. Apparently he woke up. How am I supposed to deal with this guy right now? I'll go invisible. Dragons can't see invisible. And then we'll just kill him. I know it costs a lot of food, but at this point I don't care. I just don't want to die again. Or period. Okay, out we get, and apparently I don't know how to get out. So out we get, and there is a very good chance I will not be returning to this place at all. Let us make a decision now to drop this -1 cloak, and drop the... Actually, I'm going to swap to the Superior Ring of Strength, so that I have enough strength to get to my hovel at the lair. So it's unfortunate, you won't be seeing me take on the vaults successfully because I chickened out and don't know how to do it. Let's go ahead and pick up this stuff again and head over to my stack, because it's time to actually put some plans together. Okay, first things first, all the enchants go on the same stack. Enchant, and half the remove curses, and that's good. Next we drop all of the curse stuff, so this looks like the spot. It's all mixed up actually. I'm going to end up having to use the Control F feature just to find this stuff. Oh, don't remove the remove curse. You need to always be able to get rid of something in a hot tight spot. Much of my current weapon stash has become useless now that I've located the Elven Saber. I still believe that the Quick Blade is not as effective for damage dealing, but I could be wrong. Regardless, I'm not going to be boosting it just yet. I will be leaving it with the pile, However, I will not use any further weapon enchant scrolls, so that if I change my mind, I'm able to go with a quick blade. It's not necessarily a good... In fact, it isn't necessarily a bad way to do things, but it's also the way I'm comfortable with. I'm probably going to learn Summon Ice Beast soon, just because. I haven't yet located a place to learn Dig, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I've got teleport control. I just had a really ballsy idea. What if I were going to the vaults and I just grabbed the rune and ran away, and that's all I did? With teleport control, that's a possibility. Anyway, let's take off the ring, please. And now we need to really start focusing on what we're going to drop to gain correct weight. Drop the Wand of Confusion, we'll drop the Wand of Fireball. It's the potions that are really weighing me down, so let's lose 12 of my curing potions, half of my speed, half my resistance, 2 of my heal wounds. I want to be able to chain quaff them in a pinch. All my levitation, I should never need that anymore. 1 of my invisibility is all I should have on hand. And 2 of my brilliance. There we go. That fixed it. Also, we'll drop a couple identify scrolls. And a teleport scroll. That should do it, yeah? Yeah, I should about do it. Still leaves me with something I'm debating whether or not to switch these out. Fire resistance in my mind is more important than electricity resistance, and I have a ring that can give me either. Evocable levitation is totally unimportant, but +1 to AC is nice. The real question becomes, is troll leather armor a better choice overall? I have the troll hide, I can make it myself. Last time I was in this situation, I said, let me come back to it and I'll use the time to build up the armor skill. But I never actually did that. So I think that the only way I'm going to learn is to do it the other way around. Get the armor first and then learn second. So enchant armor, enchant the hide. I am now capable of using troll armor. Oh wow, that's a long quote. Yeah, base armor rating 4, -1. That's not a big deal. Can get over that. Of course, this robe is base armor 3, and it gives me a resistance. Forget it, I'm thinking too much. Just drop the troll leather armor and forget it. I'll come back to it later. For now, instead, put on the new cloak. And we're gonna drop the new robe as well. Maybe a nice artifact robe, but fire resist is hard to pass up. I have an amulet of resist corrosion, so I can just tackle the slime pits without any further ado, but I would rather have dig spell. So what I'm going to do is go to the main dungeon again, and just continue clearing the main dungeon until I find portals to the abyss, and then I'm going to intentionally enter the abyss and see if I can't gather that rune, and perhaps in so doing, further my progress in the game and get the dig spell. Or, you know, I can always go to the shoals. I mean, it's not like I have no options. So that's the current plan, and here we go. Let's execute it. Oh, it's a rock zombie. Easy stab, and now they're aware of me, so let's get out of there and go somewhere else. Oh, it's a golem. Well, it's immune to my first 2 attack methods. Let's see if it can deal with me being invisible. No, it can't. Alright. Why did you go down the same direction? That's the problem with using macros. Your brain knows better, but your keyboard doesn't. You guys aren't disappearing on me. And you need to melt. And I'm just going to light this yak troll on fire because it's pissing me off now, not getting invisibled or confused. And now I'm just going to run away because I'm dying. Let's go ahead and regen to get the health back a bit faster. And bring up an entourage with me, apparently. It's fine, just blink. I'm not playing intelligently. I can tell I'm not playing intelligently. I'm getting frustrated because my stabber can't just stab things to death anymore. Maybe I need more stealth. How's my stealth? It's a 20. Should be good, right? Let's turn on stealth again. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies here. Like, legitimately a lot of enemies. Let's try a different door. And this time, let's not let the auto-travel do it for me. It figures out just as I reach it. You know, Mennas would be dead if I had managed to stay invisible for one turn, or not invisible, undetected for one turn longer. One hit kill Mennas, now that would be sick. Wonder what all these enemies are inside here. Oh. Oh, crap. Without resist mutation, that vault is going to be hell. Because all of those eyes can potentially resist me. Or mutate me. So let's just leave this area off limits. Okay, they all woke up. But now they can all die together. Did I maybe change equipment when I wasn't paying attention to something that wasn't very stab friendly? Like, I'm fairly sure I've gotten enough good stabs with this blade to be sure it's not the blade's fault. But I feel like maybe, I don't know, I cleared the first half of the game without this problem, and now all of a sudden I can't seem to get good stabs off nearly as often. Other side of it is maybe I'm just expecting too much, you know? And, oh, can I get him? Can I get him? Can I? Boom! I got him! Izul is a sleepy snake type, so it makes sense to me that he'd be asleep for his own stabbing. Pretty sure you're fighting on fire, bro. If I grab you with fiery hands, you will die. Okay. You know what it is that the early game everything was Mephiticable, and Mephitic is a ridiculously helpful, reliable spell. Now some things are invisible stopped, but other things are not. And things that aren't invisible stopped are immune, and they include most of the uniques. Further, invisible has such a high hunger cost associated with it that I don't spam it. Like, if this was Mephitic, I would just be approaching with it out. Instead, it's invisible, so I didn't want to use it, and sure enough, I got away this time. But there's no guarantee Nope, they're all awake. They're all aware of me, and they're all going to spawn tons of enemies. But I have now confused a lot of them, so maybe I can get all the boggarts killed. And now with the boggarts dead, their summons aren't a big deal. In fact, these aren't even that dangerous. These are all one-hit killable orcs. Has to be one stab hit, though. Okay. Cleared. 1, 2, 3, 4 stabs. That's more like the old days. Let's burn this guy alive. And eat a bread ration so that when I pick up another one, it's not overweight. Now I'm overweight. Let's drop something. Let's drop half the fear scrolls. The way I see it, Fierce is one of those things that you use once, and if it works, great, and if it doesn't work, maybe you have one more for later, but that's it. Oh my god, this guy's accuracy is off the chart. He hits me despite my evade. Oh, wow. Ensorcelled Hibernation got him. He went down in one hit. I'm just so used to Ensorcelled Hibernation failing, it's kind of ridiculous when it works. Okay, health is back to normal. Into the fray. Mephiticable. You're Mephiticable. Why don't you go Mephitic so I can stab you? Good Mephiticable. Oh my god, it's a Spriggan. I am the superior Spriggan. I just punctured it to death. Alright, and that should about clear this floor, excepting the Chamber of Crazy Freaking Eyes, which we are ignoring, so let's go on. Stab you dead, stab you dead, stab you dead. What does that leave? It leaves another couple fire baits and the elf. Fight me on fire with fire. Oh, wow. Ouch, 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 ouch. Let's just go upstairs. You'll still die. But this time I won't die with you. Okay, regen and into the fray, and then just pull up whatever wants to come. And it turns out it's a doggy, so he's a quick stab. And we're just going to light you on fire, and we'll light you on fire, and then we'll pull you upstairs. Stab, stab, you're dead. Who wants to die next? Oh, you're still on fire. How quaint. Let's light you on fire again, and then put a glowing torch on the staircase. Ah, you woke up. Go back to sleep. Or just, you know, Mephitic. Stab, stab. Stab, you dead. Grab him on fire. Now you dead. Ray's dead. Go back upstairs. Oh, there's a different staircase. With live enemies, nonetheless. Let's start grabbing these guys. I don't much care for their attitude. They're dangerous attitude. Oh, wow, I'm almost dead, aren't I? Let's blink. You guys can chase me without any, you know, fire. Oh my god, you just ate my strawberries. What do I have for food? Okay, I have plenty of food. We barely got anything. Alright, down we go again. You're awake and alive. Well, now you're just alive. Now you're not alive anymore. Easy kill is easy. Another easy kill is another easy. Spread the Mephitic as far as it can go. A few more kills. This is a very dangerous scenario to be in. This is less dangerous because he is an ice on fire, so now we'll just light him on fire. Okay, you're quite resilient for something that's been lit on fire, but is that is made of ice and has been lit on fire. Let's put you to sleep. You to sleep. I just got drained by something, so that sucks. I don't know if it actually successfully drained me or not, but I also don't really care to find out. Oh, come on, man. Okay, all dead. What is that? It's an orange crystal statue. I don't even see it. Oh, it's the top, okay. I was looking for an orange demon, so that's why I didn't recognize it. Alright. What potion am I dropping? Let's drop an agility potion. Easy stabs, easy, more gold. Okay, finishing up here. Another easy stab. We'll just ignore the curing potion for now, because we have too many of them as is. And that brings me back to the statue. I wonder if I can disintegrate this statue rapidly. Oh, it's an ice statue. They're more resilient to that kind of thing. Orange statues are not. They are not resilient at all. Remove curse I don't need. Splint mail of positive energy isn't going to help. So really, none of the items this guy's guarding are any good. And that guy, last I knew, wasn't guarding any items via scrying, so Let's just get out of here. Okay, that's easy. Sledge is easy. That's a freezing frost giant. Let's get his attention to send him after us. Okay. He apparently has a freezing spell. But now, he is on fire, in fire. And I will maintain that status for as long as he is dumb enough to chase me. Now he's confused, and now he's dead. That was certainly productive. Actually, I could use his skeleton pretty well, couldn't I? And yours, apparently. We'll ignore that, please. Electric resistant animal skin. No thanks, I already have an electric resistant animal. Or robe of the equivalent factors. Stab. Do I have any useless spells that need to be unlearned? Now that I'm seeing the Scroll of Amnesia. I don't think I do. I mean, there's many that I'm not using and probably never will use, but that doesn't mean they're useless. And more importantly, it's not like I need the spell levels for anything. Stab. Oh, please give me the knight. Nope, not getting the knight. Be lucky to get out of all this without dying. Alright. Let's go ahead and cast some more Confuse. Hopefully one of them falls in the water. Simplifies my job a little. Light this dog on fire. You're just not that bright, are you? Stab you dead. Stab you dead. Let's get out of range before I start doing a stab you dead song again. That's not the right target, idiot. Stab you dead. Stab you dead. Does whatever a spider pig does. You know what? Burn the fucker. Level 20, more int gain, and still the same hunger status. Of course, now I've stopped training spellcasting, so that's to be expected. You know what? I'm gonna slow train ice magic. I already have sticky flame reliably for fire magic, as well as conjurations of flame. If I throw in ice magic on top, I can just get through this game with level 6 mage powers, and combine that with my stabbiness for initial combat, and pick up whatever little confusions I can on the way. These are almost certainly blood potions, but I'm going to identify them anyway, because it lets me identify everything else. And because I'm not quaff testing potions, I don't want to lose my beneficial mutations of strength and thingy. See, I could be doing this with ice, but it's just so satisfying to have this ridiculously dodgy Spriggan just stabbing ogre after ogre to death. If metabolic inglatiation can put targets to sleep en masse reliably, it's a superior spell to, or not, is it? I'm pretty sure it's metabolic inglatiation is the one I'm thinking of. It's probably a better spell than Mephitic Cloud long term, but that they require hit dice checks, and quite frankly, most monsters will pass those every time. Okay. Enough stealth to reach 1 and 2 targets. Perfect. The rest will just have to go down the old-fashioned way. By stabbing them under Mephitic. Okay, I got a stab. Oh, I reached him, but I didn't get a stab off on him. Repel missiles, please. And I will approach you now. Wait a minute. Wasn't there a new buckler that I was going to put on, and I never put that on in the end? Oh, I'm carrying it. I'm just not wearing it. The cursed -1 buckler of Kuzin. MR and Dex +2 are both fantastic abilities after all. Do I have a curse armor? I do. Once this guy's dead, I'm totally putting that on. It's -1 to my AC, but, you know, that's not a big deal. Or at least, I think it is. Hang on, let's find out. Remove curse on the buckler, please. Because I have yet to see it actually reflect anything. Sorry about the pause. I'm debating whether or not to do the fire resistance. Honestly, I think fire resistance is more valuable to me than, than elect resistance. And I can always ring for elect in a pinch if I need it. Okay, it actually does not affect my AC. It probably just affects the shield skill directly or something. Which, incidentally, could be trained further for more defense ability. My stealth is getting trained at 50, and ice magic is getting trained at 50. I'm not carrying the freeze book with me, which is an oversight. When I hit level... whatever my poison level is, 6... What is freezing cloud? This spell conjures up a large conjuration of ice and air. Okay, in which case, let's split the burden between ice and air evenly and focus a defensive skill, which happens to also be an offensive skill, stealth. And because Ashinzari supports my stealth, it will end up training faster, since it's not technically training at the official top tier rate. Okay, that was sad. I put him to sleep and my allies beat him up before I could even reach him. Though my allies do seem to be a good job of beating stuff up in general, so I guess I shouldn't be too upset. Let's drop this buckler that I'm not using. It's still very possible someone will use it against me, but I don't use a lot of reflectable. There we go! Found the potion of cure mutation. Awesome. I'll come back for it if I ever need it, but for now, I consider that the most dangerous potion in the game to accidentally use, because strength +1 and resist poison are both awesome. Okay, floor 22 is cleared, down to floor 23. Oh god, if I can just reach him and get a stab. Okay, I got 1 stab out of all of that. Or 1 instant kill stab, I should say. There will be several more stabs to be had. How are we gonna kill him? Grab him with flame. Okay, that's him. You know, Ice Cloud would have been fantastic right about now. And oh, we have to light this guy on fire, totally. Heh, metabolic glaciation got him. He wasn't going to live long after that. Let's leave behind the cursed jewelry scroll. Stab you to death. Grab you to burn. Burn you with clouds. Something's going to catch you. Stab you. I don't have resist elect, so we're going to go invisible to kill this one. And without digging, I can't even get through that wall. But my invisibility probably boosts my stealth enough that they don't know I'm here, so let's get some kills. Raise some hackles or some dead. Kill the fire crab. Okay. With any luck, nope. Invisibility is not working against these guys, and them being crystal golems is not working for me. They're not going to be affected by low penetration attacks like these, which means I'm going to have to rely on Spriggan's speed to get around them. You know what could kill them would be fire clouds, if I made them walk through lots and lots of fire clouds. It appears that they're immune to even fire on their person, which does not bode well for me. I'm going to get away from these guys. They clearly are tougher cookies than I'm willing to deal with right now. They're wearing inherent crystal plate mail, and they're not immune. They're not vulnerable to my arts. Let's drop this wand of random effects. I don't even know why I'm carrying it. Oh, beautiful. 1 troll, 2 troll, 3, 4 troll. 4 troll, and that's it. And we'll back off and Mephitic to cover my escape. And now that my escape is covered, let's turn back, and instead of escaping, let's kill things. Because really, the best escape is the one where all of your pursuers are dead. It's a guaranteed escape. Long term. Okay, I'm being shot at again, or clawed at again, I should say. Backing off, and we'll even burn a heal wounds just for completion's sake. Shouldn't be necessary, strictly speaking, but you know what, there's another fire giant there. I'm gonna go ahead and swap in a ring of prevent fire, just to give myself an extra pip, temporarily. Cause, like, why not, really, right? Regenerate would be nice. I don't remember how I settled on killing these guys before. Fire spells make no sense. Stabbing makes little sense. Actually, let's try it, though. I mean, I do have a brutal sword. And with all these confused trolls behind him, you know, he's bound to get a little distracted. Yeah, there we go. It worked. I mean, it's a tier 3 stabbing if you're just distracted. But tier 3 stabbing is still a stabbing, and when my stabbing is level 20-something, like 22, 23, that's a couple 100% bonus damage, so it's worth something. Let's just say I wouldn't be happy knowing that there was rampaging berserk trolls right behind me, even if they were allied. The fact they're confused makes them no use as allies. It's astounding to me, really, but literally every spell in the opening spell book I've used at least twice this game. The only one that hasn't been at all, or hasn't been critical in any way, has been slow. And even that one had a good use, not just a, hey, I might as well use this because I have it. This game, against a Hydra. Dang it. So this is just steam. I can just punch him to death. There we go. How far in? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. And then I started picking the wrong targets. The rest will have to go down to slower stabbings. But actually they all died to one-hit stabs. One, two, three. Another slayage. Speaking of slayage, I don't think I found a ring of slaying yet. Oh, right. I'm avoiding this half the dungeon because of non-stabbable enemies. For these guys, I have a plan. I actually do want to explore more carefully. I have control teleport and blink, so there's no reason to be scared of death per se. Let's fly and just explore this area with Spriggan speed. It's an orange crystal statue, so it should be very vulnerable to disintegrate, right? There we go. A hole in one. Flight is usually on M for me, so that's where I'm going to leave it for now. I just one-shotted 2 of them and cut crystal golems into ribbons because they were asleep. That's insane. That's another. That's another. Actually, you know what? Freezing Cloud, how's it looking now to memorize it? Oh, crap. That was not what I meant to do. Actually, let's see if I can get all the way in there. That's another. So all except one of them went down to a single cast. To a single stab. Examine the ones in the lair, the Book of Ice, the Freezing Cloud. 24%! That's fairly reliable at this point. I could totally pick up Freezing Cloud, thanks to my insanely high weapon skill. Or not weapon skill. Magic skill. Okay, getting mobbed by these guys was never part of the plan. I guess I planned for the contingency, but it wasn't what I planned to do. Let's go ahead and get on the Ring of Teleport Control and abuse that baby to get out of range. There were no new amulets, there's just some stray gold, and there's a book that I should like to examine. It's a book that I already had access to before. Let's finish flying my way out of there. And now that I'm burdened again, let's go ahead and once again fly. I forgot I have summoned allies, don't I? Oh, that's all I've got, though. Well, is it still Zio? Yeah, okay, that's all I got. Still, that should be enough to keep him distracted while I administer the stabs. And just distraction is a tier 3 stab, so it gives me respectable damage output. Everybody dogpile this guy, please. And I will activate regen so that I'm gaining health back at an extraordinary, or yeah, extraordinary, not necessarily extraordinary rate. Check the right side, empty. Any other crystal golems want to die today? Ice magic 6.8 is plenty. We'll bring it to a flat 7 and then stop it. Stealth is almost maxed now, thanks to Ashinzari's support. Remember that the hardest pips to... Oh, that one's actually sleeping. Nope, he woke up. Which only means that I'm going to need my minions to help me with him for the distraction while I stab. Is there... You know, if there's a spell that boosts my ability to dodge and melee, and I believe there is, that's something I should really pick up. So this is actually, as much as I wish this was more pure stabber, now that I'm really thinking about it, this is a stabber who is using his, using what tools he has at his disposal to enhance his frequent stabbing abilities. And I guess that's a fair way to do it. No. I'm not flying into a Zot trap that I didn't realize was there. So now that we've done all of that, let's... Oh, I picked up an Amulet of Resist Mutation at some point. Excellent. I also have this Invis Resist Elect Strength +3 ring, which I'm going to put on right now to prevent strength issues. And head back to the lair, I guess, so that I can pick up Freezing Cloud. Back to the drawing board, eh? God, I come here often. This is not a fast run. It's definitely possible to do this run a lot faster. Okuzoba's refrigeration actually merits thinking about, but I have my eye on Freezing Cloud right now, and that's what I'm going to get. How does Simulacra work, actually? Piece of flesh in hand to create a replica of the original being made out of ice, unstable, so will sublimate into a freezing cloud. If it's hacked or melted in a small puddle of water first, incapable of leaving the love layer created on. Useless. It's a high maintenance temporary summon with less overall survivability or utility. Why can't I memorize this yet? Just do it. Okay, it's done. Drop all of your new books on this pile. Drop any food that you don't think you're going to use, so trim the fat a little bit. Just overall, I should drop some scrolls, because I generally crew a lot of these that I don't need. Sustainabilities can go, at least one of them. One resist fire, one resist cold, one resist corrosion, mutation. That's all good stuff, really. I like that level of utility a lot, so we're going to hang on to it. I don't know if I need the +5 of strength ring, so we'll lose that. Enchant weapon can go. Curse weapon is a utility, so it can go. Remove curse is a viable utility. Curse armor I should drop. Well, hang on to it, you never know. You might find something you want and not want to make a return trip. And about half the teleport scrolls can go, because I have a wand to back them up now. Unholy creation and well, one of the silences at least can definitely go. And that should do it. Anyway, I've exceeded my time for today, so I'm going to call it the quit, or for this run, so I'm going to call it the quits for this video. I'll catch you guys next time!